Nigeria elections. Blast hits Jonathan rally in Gombe. A female suicide bomber has blown up herself in northern Nigeria's Gombe city, minutes after President Goodluck Jonathan left a campaign rally there. At least one person was killed and 18 others were wounded in the blast, police and hospital sources said. Mr. Jonathan is standing for re-election on February 14 against former military ruler Muhammadu Buhari. Militant Islamist group Boko Haram has stepped up its attacks in the run-up to the contest. It has not commented on the blast. Explosions have also ripped through court buildings in 3 towns in oil-rich southern Nigeria in what police described as coordinated attacks. Dynamite was suspected to have been used in the attacks in Port Harcourt City and the towns of Isiokpo and Durjma in oil-rich Rivers State, regional police spokesman Ahmed Mohammed said. There were no casualties, but the court building in Durjma was razed down and documents burnt. He is quoted by Nigeria's privately owned Daily Trust newspaper as saying, Boko Haram is not known to be active in the oil-producing region, where militants demanding the greater share of Nigeria's oil wealth have carried out attacks in the past. Angry youth in the blasting bomb, the bomber blew herself up near a car, Gombe State Police spokesman Fuaj Atajiri told the BBC. He said a female passerby had been killed, contradicting earlier reports that 3 people had been killed in the blast. Mohammed Bolari, who was at the rally in Gombe, said the explosion occurred some 3 minutes after Mr. Jonathan's departure. AFP news agency reports. The president had just passed the parking lot and we were trailing behind his convoy when the explosion happened, he was quoted as saying. Mr. Jonathan addressed a rally in the northeastern city a day after it was hit by 2 blasts that killed at least 5 people. Since Monday morning, the city has largely been in lockdown with security operatives restricting the movement of people in most areas, Nigeria's privately owned Daily Trust newspaper reports. The local journalist told AFP the latest blast had led to unrest in Gombe, with angry youths attacking supporters of Mr. Jonathan's People's Democratic Party (PDP). They were shouting and denouncing the president's visit, which they blamed for the attack, he added. Line analysis by Will Ross, BBC News, Nigeria. It may not have been as large as other bombings in Nigeria, but the timing of the latest attack will have shocked the security forces. The violence is escalating in the run-up to elections due in less than 2 weeks. The attacks are blamed on Boko Haram, which is against democracy and says it wants to set up a caliphate. As well as the bombings, the military is facing a huge challenge as the Boko Haram fighters try to capture more territory in the northeast. On Sunday, the military and local vigilantes prevented the jihadists from penetrating Maiduguri city in Borno State for the 2nd time in a week. Northern Nigeria is seen as Mr. Buhari's stronghold. On Sunday, a bomb also exploded in the northeastern town of Potiskum outside the home of a politician who had organized a campaign meeting. The election is expected to be the most tightly contested since military rule ended in 1999, but there are growing fears that voters in areas controlled by Boko Haram will not be able to vote. Last week, the African Union backed plans for the deployment of a 7,500-strong regional force to fight Boko Haram. Mr. Jonathan declared a state of emergency in Nigeria's northeastern states of Borno, Yobe and Adamawa in May 2013, but it has not stopped from continuing its offensive to seize territory.